Welcome back right here in the heart of the River Bend on this 15th day of December. And joining me now is, well, a big treat for me because you guys don't realize this, but every morning I get something called a kicker. And it might be represented on that sweatshirt over there. Fire Creek Snack Sticks, man. This is the best thing, seriously, since sliced bread. Ryan Hansen joins me now. Thank you for taking the time today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the snacks too, man. Those are good.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate you coming in today. We have a little bit of some cool developing stuff that you guys are working on that's really going to help alleviate a lot of issues faced by farmers and from what I hear with this live beef processing. Let's just dive right into that because that's an interesting topic.
So we're excited about that. I've been working on this project for about 5 or 6 months. We quit our live beef processing back in 2018, and then when the pandemic hit, the actual demand for having this service needed just exploded. And locally, it's been very difficult for farmers and beef producers to find appointments to bring their animals in to have processed without maybe seeing a 6, 8, maybe even as long as 12-month lead time. So at Hansen's, we're actually going to start taking appointments for January, February, and March. We have available openings now. So if anybody is on an appointment book with another processor and has a beef ready now and can't wait that long, we'd be happy to hear from them and see if we can actually help them out on a more expedited fashion. So we're really excited about providing another option for the farmers and the beef producers in the area, so that way they can hopefully get that process done without waiting a long, long amount of time or traveling, 3, 4+ hours to find someone that is available.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that much of a process to get this done. And now, is that something that you just knew from people that are in your network or your circle, or is that something that kind of fell on you, a little bit later?
Yeah, so since we did the process pretty much from when Hansen Packing opened in 1952 all the way up to 2018, whenever we stopped doing that service in 2018, we sent a lot of our former customers to other people that we referred. So whenever we're still hearing that a lot of our local families and the generational families that we had as customers are still having difficulty doing this, I thought, what can I do if I'm not going to have my facility able to do it? What can I do to actually provide that service just to give them another option? And it's been a little tricky, but I've got, everything lined up now so we can actually, again, provide another option. But yeah, it has been a difficult thing for a lot of the local families. They've had to go all the way to Bowling Green, Missouri, or even further to try to find someone to actually take care of that. So we're really excited about this. And like I said, we're taking appointments now. So if anybody's interested, definitely give us a call.
Hell, I would. That's a great deal. And you're, supporting local too, all in one, which I always love. But I mean, you're providing a service really that is needed. I mean,
it is, yeah.
To me, I didn't realize how long of a process. Now, to me, that is kind of an issue because you got to get products sold and you got to get things processed and get things in the freezer. How does that work?
So these are, farmers and families that raise an animal on their property, or they raise a group of animals. So, just using a hypothetical, we might have a farmer that has 5 or 6 beef, and they might use 1 or 2 to actually have processed to stock their freezers. Mm-hmm. And then they might sell the other, 3 or 4 to other family and friends so they can stock their freezers. And again, this is a very specialized service. So it's not something that you can find around the corner.
Right.
So whenever, again, the bottleneck happened during the pandemic, it just hasn't gotten better. So since then, I've tried to figure out how we could actually incorporate it into our business model without kind of going right back into that service, because we don't know if that demand will actually kind of, be corrected. So we don't want to jump in with both feet and be kind of upside down, but we also we recognize a problem. And my thing is, if we can bring a competitive price and solve a problem at the same time in the local area, then that's what I'm excited about.
That's a win-win right there.
Definitely.
And another cool thing that I just wanted to highlight is that you guys have a really great holiday bundle. I don't know. I saw it online, and it's on the RiverBender wallpaper, but I'm looking and going, damn, that's actually a really great deal. How are you guys able to kind of get those prices so low with the great quality you have?
So whenever we do our bundles, the model that we use is we usually take, a group of retail items, and then if somebody's going to buy it in a bulk form, we give them a discount off. So this time of year, there's a lot of new traffic that we have coming through the stores. A lot of college kids are coming home, or, someone wants to buy a meat bundle for, mom and dad that maybe are retired and they want, something small to stock for their shelves. So we have a great price point of $140 for our meat bundle, and it includes kind of all the staples. You get some ground beef, you get chicken breasts, some butterfly pork chops. But then you can also treat yourself to a New York strip steak or a really nice beef roast. And then one of my favorite things in there is the H&B hickory smoked bacon.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Yep.
You could use it literally breakfast, lunch, dinner, a wake, I don't know, whatever you need it for, it's there.
It's great.
I got to ask you real quick, Ryan, about the Fire Creek sticks, okay? And, I hate to do this to you, but I'm such a big fan. I know a lot about these.
Sure.
I know the kickers. I got all the flavors. My Uncle Stacy and I, man, we live off of them. How did that start? Was this something you always wanted to do, or was this just something you kind of fell into your lap?
So I was making kind of small form batches of jerky and snack sticks in our family business. And, it was 25, 35, 50 pounds here and there, but every time we made it, it disappeared very, very quickly. So a very short form answer is I actually reached out to an old college friend who's a very good, entrepreneur. He's got a father-in-law who's obviously an entrepreneur too. And I actually took a proposal to them to help me with our H&B ham brand. And the meeting that we had really got completely just sidetracked whenever they tried some of the snack sticks and jerky that I just took as kind of just a snack while we talked about the ham brand. So it quickly transitioned to we'd be a lot more interested in seeing if we could turn this into a consumer packaged good because it has so much more scale. So that was back in 2016. We tried the jerky for a while, and then we quickly transitioned into snack sticks. And that's when our growth and our trajectory really took off. And since then, I've taken on a different business partner. His name's Dustin Reekman. He's great. He does a lot of the online marketing and a lot of the direct-to-consumer stuff. I handle a lot of the logistics with product development, sales, wholesale, and things like that. But we've had some really big victories over the last 12 months. We got into all 105 Schnucks with our individual 1 ounce units. And as you and I were discussing earlier, in 2023, in April, we're actually going to get a test group of stores with Walmart with another concept.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an easy feat.
No.
You don't just walk up to, Walmart and go, all right, where's the greeter at? I got some jerky for
Yeah.
you. So how does that process start? That's an interesting, kind of topic. Is that I got to assume years.
Yeah, it took 2.5 years, honestly, from the time we actually made our first initial contact with the buyer. We were told that they weren't really interested in trying something now, come back next year. And then it was, I like you guys, I still don't have a spot for you, come back next year. But we've got a team around us of some brand builders, and there's brokers involved, and it's all about relationships. If anybody tells you that it's not, they're lying. So
Exactly.
It's persistence.
Right.
But it is relationships, and it's also showing them that you can provide value, not only in the product quality, but in the price. With Walmart's a big thing too. But yeah, we were able to show the buyer that we had both of those boxes checked, a great value proposition for their customer, and they're willing to kind of, roll the dice and try something new. So we're probably going to get anywhere from 50 to 100 stores to start. Wow. And then after a year, if those go well, we could be fully distributed in all 4,500 stores. It all depends on our success rate.
Now, do you know we're going to have any locally here, or do you have that chart yet?
Yeah, we haven't gotten our group of stores yet.
Okay.
Because we're still a little, in the middle part of that process. But from what we've been told, it's going to be Midwest kind of centralized. So
Cool.
I would assume that, the stores that are around kind of our location, which is headquartered in Jerseyville, we will probably see a lot of our SKUs in those stores. So, and we hope so too, because those stores and the community really supports our product.
All right, one little touch up on the Fire Creek, because this is even better too, because now we're going to see it in a different form.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be you're going to see me with a lot of these packages. I can tell you that now. I mean, so now we're dicing them up a little bit, and they're snack size.
So the actual SKU and the product that we're going into Walmart with is going to be a completely different iteration of what we have. So right now, you are a big fan, and our customers are experiencing the 1 ounce individually served units. So we're going to take that product and we're going to cut it up into probably 1/2 inch or 1 inch bite-sized pieces, and we'll be filling a 4 ounce bag with a resealable top. So it's going to be kind of a bite size, take what you want, seal it back up, throw it on the countertop, or experience some later. So that's what we're going to go into Walmart with. But as soon as we start making them, we'll be selling them online. We'll be selling them in all the stores that we're currently in.
And you know what? Why don't you just buy 2? You don't want to wait on that. Just eat it all at once. Life's good. You're full. But you know what? This is really cool. So let's circle back to the live beef processing, because this is really the huge service for everyone in town.
It is. It's a big thing, and I think it's definitely worthy kind of a story. Again, this has been a consistent problem for local farmers and beef producers. So for us, it was people saying, man, we wish you guys still did it. We wish you guys still did it. And we're exploring that. We might actually bring it back in 2023. But again, everything has to make sense.
Right.
But for the short kind of term solution, I've, again, figured out a process to where we can actually still bring in animals, get them to an operator that we're going to be partnering with, and get people on calendars right now. So that's the cool thing is if anybody's stuck without anywhere to go, call us. Or if anybody has an appointment that is way too far in advance in 2023 and maybe even into 2024, give us a call and let's see if we can expedite that for you.
So to me, and this is a stupid question, but I don't know, I have a lot of experience in this. I mean, when you're waiting a year, do you just leave the the product just sitting in the freezer?
No, these are beef that are actually live.
Oh, so they're still alive.
Yeah,
You're just
so they have it's a much tougher juggling act. So they're trying to feed out the beef to try to hit the correct market weight, and all of that costs money for the farmer. You know, the handling of the animals, the actual extra feed. So anytime that they have a date circled on a calendar, and then that gets pushed out 3 or 4 more months, that dips into their pocket, and they can feel that. So again, we're trying to just spread the word that if you guys have those particular problems, give us a call and let's see if we can, figure that out for you.
And absolutely, what's the number to call? What's the way to register?
Yeah, definitely want to call up to Jerseyville. So myself, Ryan, and Mary will be kind of headlining and taking appointments and kind of describing the process. So the number up there is 618-498-3714.
I got this. I have a great memory. 498-3714.
That's it.
Look at that. 371.
Yep, and that's our place in Jerseyville. So if anybody calls at the Alton store, they'll just probably be redirected to the Jerseyville store, and we'll give all the information and take appointments up there.
And I'll throw the phone number on the on-demand video, too, so that way if you guys want to utilize the service, they can. And this is just really cool. I mean, you guys are a staple business. You guys, how has it been to kind of just evolve for the next generation of Hansens?
To tell you the truth, sometimes it comes in cycles where, the fresh new idea that you have almost kind of just goes away, and then you go back to a process like we're talking about now, live processing that's been around since Hansen Packing started in 1952. So we're going into our 71st year of business, and a lot of the same business and operations that we were doing 70 years ago still pertain to everything that we can do today. But we're also looking at other ways to compete with the big box stores, because we'd like to see local faces, and we like to have everyone come in and use us whenever they're buying their meat products. We had a great sale on chicken breast yesterday, and we had it for $1.89 a pound. And I told everyone, I showed them the quality of the product. I go, if you can find anybody around town, even the big box stores, that's selling this product at this spec as far as how it's trimmed for cheaper, I would love to see it. And we sold out of 1,000 pounds in about 45 minutes. So I wish I could have bought a whole trailer. Wish I could have bought a whole trailer truck of it, because I know the community would have supported that sale, because it was an amazing price. And I just want to let everybody know that we're capable of that.
Right.
And we're also capable of providing the real high quality cuts that everyone's looking for too.
Well, and that's the big thing for me. I think if you have to pay a couple of cents more for better quality meat, then what's the problem?
Yeah.
To me, I'd rather have a nice piece of meat going in me than something that, well, we hope it's cow.
Definitely. And that's, we've always battled whenever we started our retail shops, convenience, because someone's at a grocery store and they're just like, well, we'll buy it here. So we do understand that we're an extra stop. So we have to work harder to try to give value to the customer, and not only the product, but the price, and show them that it's worth that extra stop.
Absolutely. So let's circle back to this. The holiday bundle is on through January, correct?
Yep, it goes through January. So, obviously it makes a great Christmas gift, but if anybody wants to pick one up for, the turn of the calendar just to stock their own freezers, don't panic, because we're going to do that deal all the way through January.
And it's a great deal. What don't you get with it's the problem? 2 14-ounce New York strip steaks, 3 pounds of beef sirloin tip roast. That's awesome. 5 pounds of ground beef, 5 pounds of chicken breast that's boneless, 3 pounds of that bacon that's to die for, and 5 pounds of boneless butterfly pork chops for a great price.
It's great. And like I said, we'll actually put all of those items in smaller packages. So the quantities that are listed on it, it's not like you're getting a bulk bag. So we'll break it down into smaller packages, so that way you can take it out and have what you need.
My aunt buys meat bundles all the time, and that's her biggest. And she actually just texted me, well, I think I might be switching over to Hansen's, because it's great, because we have to get it out and you have to size it up and proportionate it yourself. But you guys kind of do that already.
We can. So every time we take a bundle order, we ask the customer, how many units per package would you like? So we're not just throwing it on them. Sometimes we do have deals that are bulk deals that we try to squeeze out a step in the labor process to try to give the best price to the consumer. So we do ask that they maybe do a little bit of work at home themselves. But for the most part, when they're buying any of our bundle packages, they're able to get it packaged the way that they want.
That's fantastic. And guys, we have on Riot Hansen, because live beef processing, well, if you can read, it's back. And I'm excited about this. This is really cool. Whenever you said that, I thought, this is just helpful for a lot of people, not just in our communities, but the surrounding, farming communities and people that really just need this service. And once again, what's the phone number to get that process started?
Yeah, 618-498-3714. As I said earlier, we're taking appointments now for the first part of 2023, where our calendar still has probably about 75% availability. I think we still have about 50% availabilities for both January and February, and I think we're pretty close to finishing up March. So call quick. If you want something in the first quarter, and we'll hopefully be able to squeeze you guys in and help you out.
That's fantastic. And then once again, keep your eyes peeled for next year.
Yep.
Fire Creek Sticks in the Walmart.
Fire Creek Sticks. I do have a promo code too. Dustin told me to say Snacks15. Snacks15 on firecreeksnacks.com will get you 15% off anything on the website. So if anybody wants something quick for the holidays or wants to stock up on some Fire Creek snack sticks, Snacks15 will get you a really good discount at the shopping cart.
I like how he looked right into my soul and said it's Snacks15.
There you go.
I'm using it right after the show.
You're going to be the first guy. Perfect.
Ryan Hansen, thank you so much. Anything else you want to say?
No, thank you very much for having me, and I really appreciate the time, and hopefully that we can, again, the whole point was to let everyone know we're here to hopefully solve a problem and create another option and a solution for everyone.
And we'll have more updates as they come at 10:26. A quick break. We're going to be taking a little bit of a breather. Then Linda Smith with Circle K joins us to talk about the revitalization of the one in East Dalton on this 15th day of December.